Hello, everyone, and welcome to Immigration Live with Lee. I'm Lee. So, I'm here to answer your immigration questions, provide content, clarification, sanity to what's going on with immigration right now. And I'm here every week at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard or Detroit time to answer your questions. Last week I was in South America. I was in Colombia, South America. This week I'm back home in my home office. So I welcome whoever you are, wherever you are. I welcome you to the program. And I hope that you have questions that I can help you understand different parts of immigration. Like, for example, the Dignity program. There's a lot of buzz about the Dignity program. A lot of people asking questions about all aspects of immigration. Um, that's why I'm here, right? Because you guys don't do this full time, right? So having someone to be able to provide some context or explanation to a lot of these weird things that are happening is highly useful. And I welcome you. And please don't be shy. When you log in, um, you can go to the comments section, type in your questions or comments. We would love to get a shout out from whoever is joining us, and also let us know where you're joining us from. Because again, we have people joining us from all over the planet, and it's just kind of cool to see where you're joining us from. So please go ahead and put that in the chat. The platforms we are doing the live on would be Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. So if you're joining us from those platforms, welcome to you. And please don't feel shy to ask your questions. And I will get to them as soon as I see them. No need to ask me to ask a question. Just go ahead and do it. And I will answer the questions as they come up. There's going to be, and I'm going to announce this later on too, but a big announcement, that's something that we're doing later on this week. I'm not going to tell you yet, but I wanted to make sure that I tell everybody during this live session that there's a special announcement that I'm going to be making today about something later this week. So hopefully you stick around and you have an interest in what it is that I'm going to be providing to you. So okay, so I do have a question here. Let me, HR 875. How will this affect green card holders with DUIs? Okay, so let me make sure we're on the same page. So let's see. HR 875. I got to look that up. I don't know what that is. I don't know. Is that the same thing as the Dignity Act? I don't really know. So let me look up HR 875 and see what it is we're talking about here. HR 875. Because believe it or not, there's always tons of things that the government is tweaking, and it's hard to know how they impact immigration. So let me quick take a look at this. Okay, okay, okay. It's a bill um, that would amend the INA, Nationality Act, to make non-citizens convicted of driving under the influence (DUI) inadmissible. Excuse me, inadmissible and deportable. Inadmissible means that you are not eligible. That's a fancy way of saying that you are not legally able to move forward with your green card or any immigration process. And it would make you deportable. Everybody knows what being deportable means, okay? This bill specifies that a DUI conviction, regardless of whether it is classified as a misdemeanor or a felony, would make a non-citizen subject to deportation or denial of entry to the U.S. So let me see here. Obviously, that is a very significant bill relating to people with DUIs. So that's a big deal. So let me see what the actual question is again. How will this affect green card holders with DUIs? Oh, gotcha. Okay. So the non-biblical Moses, and I know you've been on here many times before, so thank you for joining us again. Um, so if you're an existing green card holder, this is not supposed to impact you at all, right? This only impacts people who have what they say non-citizens. I know that that's a term of art that they started a few years back. Um, it means you're a non-citizen. It means technically that you're either a green card holder or you're an immigrant, is what they used to call that. I don't think that they're going to retroactively apply this to existing green card holders. I think it's more for people who are trying to go through immigration, whether it's a green card or some sort of visa. This, I think, is intended to impact those people, not people that currently have legal permanent residency. Okay, so we shall see. I haven't read the entire bill, so I don't know. Maybe it does impact people with current green cards, but I just don't know because I don't have time to read it all on this short 30-minute program. But if I see something in the future, I could mention something in my next live about it. There's another question here, but first I want to go over um, to YouTube, where we got a friend saying hi to us. Armantine, you live in Cali. I don't know if that's Cali, Colombia, or if that's Cali, California. I don't know. I already made an appointment for consultation, hoping I will get the answer. Okay. I'm assuming you mean, well, it could be Caledonia, which is local to where I am. So, yes, stand by. If you haven't heard anything by tomorrow, please reach out to us so that we can make sure that we get you scheduled for that consultation so I can answer whatever question you have about a process before things get too crazy with immigration. I say that a lot. It actually is already too crazy, but there's all kinds of crazy. So, don't feel shy. Reach out to us if you haven't got the answer. Sometimes um, we respond and it goes to junk mail. So please don't give up. I will definitely get a time to talk to you. So please don't give up. Okay. Um, let's see. Okay. So I'm going to go to Damien real quick here. Hi, Damien. Um, 5 months, still no decision on my EAD, which is employment authorization document through adjustment of status at the National Benefits Center. Okay. Um, is this normal? And what can I do in this situation? Is something wrong with my case? So, Damien, I don't know. I doubt there's anything wrong. Let me tell you something. I've had this happen with the clients who have gotten approvals in basically less than 2 months. Okay. My average is about 3 months, all the way to never. I had a client one time, a German client, that I went through and did the green card process for her. She never got her work permit. I don't know why. They just basically didn't do it. And instead approved her green card, which was nice, but she never got it. So, Damien, there's no way of knowing. Again, since you did your process somewhere else, I can't really speak to that. If it was my case, I would be able to look into it for you. But since it's not, I can just say that, um, let's see, 5 months. 5 months isn't crazy. Usually that's the period of time where people start to realize that they didn't do it properly and there's issues. But this is a weird administration again, and it could be anything. Okay. So you get the point. If you have more direct questions, you can always book a time to talk to me, and let me go ahead and put that up here. Because I know that sometimes talking directly with the person who knows how to do this stuff is invaluable. So let me go ahead and put that link here. If you need to book a time to talk directly to me, that is the link you use. Don't lose, you use it. Let me go ahead and put it here on Instagram as well. And then I'm going to answer a couple of the questions that I see on Instagram. There's the link at the bottom of the current chat. I will say, okay. Hello, we applied for my green card in December of 23 through marriage. I got my work permit and my I-131. Still waiting. Do I think that's normal? Well, I don't know because I don't know marriage through marriage. One second here. I will say that that's a very long time. So it depends on, you might be married to someone who sponsored you, but are they a green card holder or are they a US citizen? There's waiting periods for different processes, for different sponsors. Okay. So that is a long time because it's 2025, it's 2 years. I mean, it could be normal. I don't remember what the processing times are right now for these different processes. So it's hard to say whether that's normal. I think that's a little bit longer than what I have experienced with my clients. Again, that link I put up there, if you need to book a time so I can look at your information more closely and tell you whether you do have a problem, I can certainly do that. Okay. I'm going to answer a couple more questions here. And then I got some questions that I have on my handheld on my phone here. So one second. Yes, non-biblical Moses. It is not clear, right? The bill, the 875 DUI bill is not clear, and that's kind of the nature of bureaucrats. They put it just clearly enough to get what they need out of it, and then it's subject to interpretation. So again, it remains to be seen. We'll figure it out as we go along, and if you have more direct questions, you can always book a time to talk to me more directly. Okay. Um, okay. Okay, the real Bernard is asking a similar question about 6 months now. Did biometrics, still no decision on my work permit. Is it because they want to schedule an interview before the green card before the EAD? That could be, that has happened. This administration is trying very hard to create stumbling blocks for immigrants. I'm just being honest. That's the way I see it. So I could see that happening, that they make it more difficult for people to get their work permits because, they're trying to send a message to people. I don't know. That's just kind of the way it seems to me. So I think that could be the real Bernard who joins us most weeks. So thank you for joining us, real Bernard. Okay. Okay, here's a question. This is more specific, and I wish I could post this on the screen for you guys to see, but instead I'll just read it. Is it smart to apply for citizenship with one DUI 10 years ago and it was dismissed? That is not somebody that I would worry about. I would say it is smart to file. I've gotten DUIs, multiple DUIs. I've gotten citizenship for people with multiple DUIs. Okay. I would say, even though my thought is that this HR 875 is, not necessarily going to be applied to everyone, meaning if you have a green card, it might not apply to you. I wouldn't take any chances. So if you're waiting to file for naturalization, naturalization is the only way for absolute protection. Don't wait. I can help you with your process because, like I said, I've done multiple DUIs in the past, and I don't think that there would be a problem with you getting approved. I've done it many times in the past. So reach out to me. I posted in the chat how you book a time to talk to me. I'll do it again here so that you don't have to wonder. Just book a time and I can help you get your citizenship before this law or many, many other laws that are being proposed are passed and create more significant problems for immigrants. Okay. So, okay, I'm going to wait on that. Let's see. Let me go over here to, let's see. People are a little bit shy in Facebook and YouTube today. Um, see something just popped up. Let me put this on here. Hi, I was born in Laos. Now that they are sending my people home, is it too late for me to get a lawyer to reopen my case for removal? That is a very impossible question for me to answer um, because I don't know when your removal case was, okay? Opening cases of removal are very, very challenging, okay? You have to have somebody, an immigration attorney that practices in the area that you are, that practices in the court where you are, um, and ask them if their court will allow that to be reopened. If it's been, um, I don't know, a certain period of time, the courts are a little bit different from state to state. So that's not really a question I can answer. Um, it just depends. I mean, they're sending people home everywhere, and it's better to be safe than sorry. Um, if you want to book a time with me, I can perhaps take a look or get more information from you to give you better guidance. But if there's an attorney more local to you that practices in the court that you were in, that probably would be better. And if you had a removal case, you probably had an attorney, immigration attorney representing you. So you might want to reach out to that attorney. Okay. Um, and hello to you too. Um, Me, myself, and I. That's a clever screen name. I like it. I like the picture better though. It's a beautiful picture. Um, so hello to you too. Okay, so let me excuse me. I've had a frog in my throat all day today. Okay, so let me go back here to Instagram. A bunch of people on Instagram. Um, okay, okay. Okay, this question. I recently sent my combined application with I-130, 485, even though I don't have a status yet. Should I worry, or with that application, should I not worry? Is the question. Um, this is for Patty CVC. Patty, I need a lot more information than that. And you're a good candidate for a consultation, for book a time to talk to me directly. I need more information than that. So I can't really provide any meaningful information to you. Um, uh, yeah, the context of this is lost on me. I don't know if you're referring to proposed immigration policy or you're just talking about the general administration. So unfortunately, I can't really answer that question because it's a little bit too incomplete, even for my abilities. Okay, so book a time to talk to me, and I can help you figure it out because it's much better to have an answer than to wander around and wait for ICE to come along. Okay. Um, okay. Here's a question about VAWA, the Victims Against Women Act. Um, okay, I applied for VAWA in May, and I didn't receive any receipt notice yet. And how much time will it take to get a work permit? Okay, this is Avinash. Okay, that ain't good, right? If you applied in May and it's almost August, so May is the fifth month and August is the eighth, 3 months and you haven't received anything. I mean, that's not normal. I've never had it take that long to get a receipt. Okay. So that's something's not right with that. So I don't know who filed that, if it was yourself or if you had somebody help you. That is not normal. Okay. So um and to get your work permit, yeah, if you don't have a receipt notice, your work permit is the least of your concerns because you need that receipt notice to know that they actually have your VAWA and that you have the right to get a work permit, and to file for that work permit, right? You have to wait. Okay. So much more going on than meets the eye with that one. Okay. Um, So we have Octave Mbaza. Hello, Attorney Lee Marvin. Thank you so much for your big support. My pleasure. My pleasure. My question is, are people with pending asylum being deported? What about those who entered via the southern border? This is a big question that depends. There's two different ways the asylum process works. Affirmative and defensive. Defensive is in the court system. Okay, if you're in the court and you're being deported, and your way to fight the deportation is to file for asylum, that's called defensive asylum. Affirmative asylum is for people who enter the country legally and have the right to be here and then file for asylum preemptively or affirmatively. You're not defending yourself, you're on the front end of it. Way different processes, okay? So, so yeah, people with affirmative asylum are not being deported because it's a totally different process, and you are protected by asylum law. If you enter legally, you are being protected by asylum law, and you're not going to be deported. If you are in the defensive asylum, totally different ball game, right? And especially with the southern border entry, with the CBP-1 app, all that wacky stuff that happened under Biden, that's such a train wreck. I don't know what they're doing, because I don't take or handle defensive asylum cases. So I don't know if they're deporting people, even if you have a deportation case. Typically, they let it go through the deportation process. They don't just summarily deport you. You have rights in the court, and they will hear your case. So that's a weird situation, and I don't really know the story behind that. So I can't answer any more than what I've done, okay, which was a long answer, and I apologize to everyone. And let's see here. I got a few more questions, but before I forget, because I keep forgetting, I'm gonna post this real quick. Oh man, got tons of great questions. Oh, me, myself, and I is Mr. MC. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Good to see you, Mr. Grinch. Thank you for joining. Appreciate it. You kill me. Okay, before I get distracted again, because that happens. Okay, here's what I'm putting up. Okay, I got a bunch of other questions, but I want to get to this. Okay, so this, if you recognize the guy, obviously that's me. That's my beautiful wife, Lilibeth, next to me. Okay, so here's what we're doing. This Wednesday, we're doing a free live event on this platform. So it's YouTube, Instagram, and I believe Facebook as well. Wednesday, the 30th of July at 12:30 p.m. Detroit time. So that's lunchtime. We're doing an international dating and US visa webinar. And we say how to find love abroad, avoid the scams, which is huge if you've been seeing all these scams that are going on, okay? And bring your partner to the US legally. That's everything. Because if you don't do it the right way, things are being rejected and people are being asked to leave the country, and they're being told that they can't move forward with their process. They can't do anything because if it's not done the right way, this current administration is zero tolerance again, and they're not letting people do it. So do it the right way. Join my webinar. I'm going to be joined by a special friend, as you see his picture there. So, and it's not listed in here, but it's my Colombian, what's the name of their company? Yeah, My Colombian Wife. My Colombian Wife is the name of this gentleman's dating agency. a big agency in Colombia. Not everyone has ties to Colombia, but if you do, this guy is the go-to guy that helps people find loved ones in Colombia. I didn't use him for my Colombian wife um, because I knew my wife in other ways, and we've been happily married for many years. But this gentleman, Alexander Klobel, will be joining us on that Wednesday. You gotta make it for it, okay? You gotta register. It's free. You gotta register, okay? So that's that, okay? So let me go back to the comments. Okay, so here's a question. Let me go. I'm sorry, guys. Okay, let me go back here. Um, it says highly. If a K1 fiance visa was denied and I left the US, can that and the person left the US, can the person apply later for a tourist visa? I'm just helping a friend who has this question. So, um, yes. So, can you apply for a tourist visa later? Yes. If a fiance visa was denied and you haven't overstayed a visa, um, it is possible to do this. It is a bit challenging after a denial, but that person can, yes, qualify for a tourist visa. You might need help with it to make sure it's done the right way, and I can definitely help. If you saw the link above, you or your friend can book a time to talk directly with me, so I can help you figure that out. Okay. Um, okay. Um, this is a question. Good evening. What is the difference between the case is still being reviewed and the case is still in process? No difference at all. It's the same thing. It's just sometimes they use different verbiage. It means the same thing. You're still waiting. Okay. So there's that. Okay. Only a few minutes left. I want to see. I was a little long-winded with the talking about the webinar, but I want to make sure that people have that information. Okay, let me see what question we have here. Okay. This is answer is yes to this question. Are family petitions and green cards taking longer to be approved with this administration? I would say yes, absolutely. And especially so many people now post COVID are trying to go at it themselves with immigration. They're trying to do things themselves, and there's problems, especially with a very, very strict administration. A lot of times they see people do it themselves and they kind of blow you off, put you to the back, the bottom of their stack of things. So, yeah, it is. And it is political and it is just a numbers thing. So, that absolutely is happening. Okay. Um, what I tell people is that the best way to do any of this immigration is to have somebody who does this. That's the best chance of success. My approval ratings are in the upper 90%. I think 95, maybe it's 94%. Um, so, hire somebody who's going to get it approved. Don't mess around with these things. It's not worth wasting time and money. The biggest thing is time. You can't get that back. Money you can't either. But if something takes you 3 years and you got to start over, then you're not in a very good spot. Okay. So I've got one more question on YouTube that I'm going to take before I have to hang up here. um, um, okay. So here's the question. If me, the US citizen, didn't file taxes last year, will this affect the K1 visa? I know I have to fill out the financial affidavit for my fiance. Um, so yeah, okay. If you can't show K1 visas are a bit different. Green cards, they look for the last 3 years. K1 visas look for the last year. So you're still in the window that you can still file your taxes for last year in amended delayed tax return. You better do that if you have an interest in moving forward with a K1 visa. You do have to have your taxes filed because They're not going to allow somebody who's sponsoring a fiance to do this. It's different than a green card. With a green card, you can get a co-sponsor. K-1 visas, I don't think that they approve many K-1 visas with a co-sponsor. I don't think you can really do that. So you do need to file your amended tax return in order to qualify for a K-1 visa. You should book a time to talk to me more directly, and I'm going to post that link here because it seems like there might be more going on. You need help. Reach out to me directly. Out of time again for this week. Thank you for everyone who joined me. Repeat joiners, sincerely appreciate your support. Thank you. Thank you for everyone for the questions. Don't forget Wednesday, it's free. So, if you have questions, you can go to my website, which is here at the bottom of your screen, marvinlawoffice.com, and all that information will be there. Join us. Everyone have a wonderful night. I will see you next Monday at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time or Detroit time. I'm back home. I'm no longer in South America. So let me know how I can help you. Have a wonderful night.